This is the Baldi's Basics Iceberg Theory. Now, you guys probably understand the basic premise, but as you can see at the top, we have secrets, theories, things that are very surface level. But as you go deeper into the iceberg levels, you can see that things get very weird and very obscure. So today we're gonna analyze the Baldi's Basics Iceberg Theory, and I promise you, things are gonna get weird and kind of creepy. Hello everybody, I'm Keyin, and welcome to the weird side of Baldi's Basics. I know, it's even weirder than the normal weird side of Baldi's Basics. This is a super cool channel that I recently came across called Tommykins, and they do breakdowns of these iceberg theories based on different games and franchises. You should definitely go check it out. Go subscribe to their channel. Show them some love, because these videos are awesome and very well made. But as you can see, they have a Baldi's Basics Iceberg explained video, and I have to see what this is all about. So we're starting at the top of the iceberg. Baldi dabbing / old Baldi's Basics plus ending. Tommykins, please explain this to me.
Old Baldi's Basics Plus ending. Baldi's Basics Plus is a second game of Baldi's Basics, released in June of 2020. It was just a complete version of the first game. There's more modes, challenges, NPCs, items. I mean, this game had a crazy amount of content. But on launch, there was something missing when you got to the end of the main mode.
What?
Instead of a normal ending, you would get this instead.
Someday you will get the satisfying, canonical, and exciting ending that you deserve. Today is not that day. So sad. Oh, I remember this. The dabbing Baldi. That's awesome.
Place face.
Oh, place face, dude.
A placeholder model / occasional Easter egg character that appears in weird places.
Yes.
Such as in Baldi's Basics Classic, the original game.
Right.
You could be found in the test room.
You put in
and
the code.
The Birthday Bash, the 1-year anniversary of the game, in the glitched school. He can also be found in the remastered story mode, and most creepy of all, in the demo of the Baldi's Basics camping mode, he can be seen in this door, way out of bounds as an Easter egg. Null / secret ending.
Okay, we remember Null.
Baldi's Basics. When you go up to him, he'll speak with a really terrible mic quality.
It's impossible to hear.
Sometimes just peaks, and he'll tell you that you have to delete the game and stop playing. And that ending is creepy, but what's weird is that that's the creepier of the two endings, the normal one. In the secret ending, you just approach Baldi at the end and he teaches you different math problems.
Yeah. That ending with Null has stuck with me for a long time. I mean, it's so weird. Kind of like the meta part of it, like him telling you to delete the game and stuff is crazy. But remember, this is still just the top of the iceberg.
Principal in the camping demo. Instead of heading out the yellow doors at the start of the camping game mode demo, instead, if you turn around, you'll see a wall saying the demo ends here, and you can't do anything with that.
Yes, I remember this.
If you go to the other end of the hall and try walking through that wall, you'll get a series of walls warning you to go back as you go through them. If you go to the very end, you'll see the principal from the normal game, and he'll say,
"No breaking the fourth wall in the hall."
We break the fourth wall in this house, okay?
If you go outside of the map in the Birthday Bash mode of Baldi's Basics, you'll be able to see a hidden chalkboard. On this chalkboard, it just says, "This program is cancer," with the number 99 all over it.
99. Remember 99. I have a feeling it'll be coming back later on in this iceberg.
The number 99 appears a lot throughout the game, so it seems like there's some lore meaning to it.
Yes.
But we'll get to that in a later entry.
Aha! He's doing a little bit of foreshadowing for us as well.
Official mobile version.
The official
mobile version. Not a whole lot to say about
version.
this entry, but there is an official mobile version of Baldi's Basics.
Yes.
Hasn't gotten an update since October of 2023, but if you don't have a PC that can run this game, you can always download it on your phone. 3.17.18 and 5304.5009.
We know those codes. I mean, we know those. You put in 3.17.18 and you get place face room. 5304.5009 is like some word upside down. I forget what it means. He'll explain it.
When you go to do the math problems in the notebooks in Baldi's Basics, you'll be able to type whatever numbers you want into the pad. Or, as previously mentioned, you can find place face, and in the second, it'll swap the gravity, so you stick to the ceilings instead.
Yeah,
Baldi's
sticky
Basics
boots.
Plus
Sticky boots, that's what it is. It's sticky boots upside down, kind of.
Baldi's Basics Plus Early Access Trailer.
Early
From
access
what I could
trailer.
find, there wasn't a whole lot weird about this trailer, but at the end, Baldi keeps repeating, "Get ready," before flashing this image for about 3 frames.
That is a very creepy image. kind of makes it look like Baldi has no eyes.
Very creepy to say the least, but if you look closely, you can sort of tell there's a black outline of a number.
I have never noticed that.
That number is 99.
Dang.
Baldi the Musical. Just like every other indie horror game that got big, there's a music video for it. And, well, in the grand scheme of games music videos, this one is pretty well done. It's live action, which is odd for these types of videos, but it's good. Not much else to say about this, but it's a really good music video. Rare death screen. Unlike with other Baldi games.
Wait. Rare death screen? Is that the one that shows like the little orange square and then the game closes?
The remaster has a rare death screen that will actually close your game.
Yeah.
In other games, you'll have a screen that it'll send you to the main menu, but there's a rare chance in the remaster that you'll get a screen saying, "Oh no, a critical error has occurred. The game will now close." And it'll completely close your game. Sonic Schoolhouse inspiration.
I never got that.
Sonic Schoolhouse is a Sonic game made for kids in 1996. It's made for, well, educational purposes, and if you haven't noticed, it looks like a lot like Baldi's Basics. Here's the creator even posing with the cover for that game. So it's a very obvious influence for Baldi's Basics, and, well, the creator of Baldi's Basics loved that style. And, I mean, if the style wasn't similar enough, look at these covers.
Oh my gosh! I had no idea. Sonic's Schoolhouse. I kind of want to check that out one of these days. Maybe we should play that. The game that inspired Baldi's Basics, Sonic's Schoolhouse. That's crazy.
And the creator has gone out and said that, yes, it's a very, very big explanation. Baldi Default Dance.
The Baldi Default Dance.
Baldi's Childhood. Baldi's Childhood is a two-part animated series of how Baldi grew up and started to learn the things he does in the game. It's all fan-made, so it's not canon, but it would make sense. I mean, nothing in this really goes against canon in the games, but most animated shorts for these games aren't received nearly as well as this one is, with this one getting 19 million views.
Holy! How have I never seen that? We might have to react to that, because I have never, ever seen that.
It was for sure popular, and a lot of players knew about it, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people had this as their sort of headcanon for the game. File Name 2.
File Name 2
is the other name for the character Null, the character at the end of Baldi's Basics that warns you to close the game and not play it. If the player waits for him to finish his dialogue at the end of the game, which, well, is a lot, you'll end up crashing your game.
Interesting part about File Name 2 is that's what we called him before. He wasn't called Null until I think the Baldi's Basics remaster. And then there was some kind of file name or something inside of the game that indicated that his name is Null. But when Baldi's Basics first came out, we all referred to him as File Name 2. What is this?
Me is a hidden Easter egg in the remaster. Once you beat the glitch style mode of the game, you'll be met with him standing in front of you. Him being Micah McGonigal.
We've done this.
The developer of Baldi's Basics, or Mistman12 as his username. It's
yes,
a nice
sir.
reward for beating the glitch mode, but he also appears on the board for the text that says, "Where is 99?"
That's true, I remember that.
Thing later on, but you'll see it a lot.
So I wonder if me is like the actual file name in the game files, because I've never referred to that sprite as me. We're going into Baldi's Basement.
Baldi's Basement. Baldi's Basement is a secret level in the remaster of Baldi's Basics. Stamina is infinite in the basement, and any item you bring with you, you won't be able to use. Down in this basement, you'll be able to enter a room with a shrink machine. Once you enter this room, you'll be locked inside with Null, who gives you a monologue about how you shouldn't be down here, then he crashes your game. But if you beat Null prior to entering this room, you'll see Baldi inside of the shrink machine instead. He'll ask you for help in testing the machine, and once successful, he'll send you back to the main menu of the game.
Doesn't that machine like blow up or something? I don't even remember. It's been a long time. Oh, we've returned to the infamous number.
Appears everywhere in Baldi's Basics.
Yes, it does.
All the doors in the game are labeled 99. The wave that Baldi does in the files is named Baldi Wave 0099.
I knew
the
that.
The image that I showed earlier from the trailer with the 99 covering it. Basically, this number appears everywhere, and we don't know why. Personally, I think 99 may be hinting at a secret character, especially with this board saying where is 99, but we'll see later.
So interesting thing about this video, it was published on July 27th, 2024. However, if you guys recall, in September of 2024, there was an update for Baldi's Basics that added this 99 secret. Do you guys remember this video? I did this. You had to go through a whole bunch of different steps. You had to actually change the time and date on your computer, and you'd get this crazy splash screen. If you like waited, you get all kinds of crazy code. And then of course it ended with this. You are doomed. Whatever the heck that is. I still don't know what any of this means, but that was wild. It ended with this. Where is 99? It is here now where it belongs. It has no relevance to what came before, but it is crucial to what lies ahead. So creepy. So I'm sure Tomikins would have included all that info if it was out when he made the video, but it wasn't. So now we know. At least we have a little bit more 99 lore.
Tier 2.
Okay, but now we're going down to Tier 2 of the Iceberg.
Plus, there's posters around the school that are odd to say the least and sort of stick out. These posters were actually fan-made. Kickstarter backers who donated $500 or more got to put their own poster into the game.
I did not know that.
I think this is one of the coolest things a game developer could do. It obviously, reels in a lot of money, but it also lets fans put their own custom stuff into the game if they feel the price is warranted.
Had I known that, I probably would have done that. Straight up. I am a Kickstarter backer, but not $500 tier, but I woulda.
Textures in Plus. These are the textures used to make different rooms and locations in Baldi's Basics. There's not a whole lot weird or complex about them, but in earlier versions of Baldi's Basics Plus, they would sometimes appear in different locations under development.
Those placeholders were definitely in the remaster of Baldi's Basics. Remember when you would go above the cafeteria and all those weird glitches and stuff, and you had to do like the balloon stuff? These were all over that.
Dave's Algebra Class. Dave's Algebra Class is a Baldi's Basics mod turned individual game. It's a lot different, with pretty much no NPCs being the same from the base game and the entire map looking different. I mean, the principal is an alien now, like completely different game. New items, and it's weird with an overhauled map. And well, now the remastered version of the game is free on Steam. For sure, one of the most popular mods for this game as well. Baldi
that's on Steam.
Comics. Before the development of Baldi's Basics started, the creator of the game, Miss Man 12, created comics about Baldi. These comics were called Baltimore Comics, that took place in Baltimore in real life, inspired by his sister making her own comics.
Wait, is that why Baldi's last name is Baltimore? Because he's from Baltimore? Baldi Baltimore from Baltimore?
There's not too much crazy about these, but there is a lot of lore and certain characters that did and didn't make it into the game.
I had no idea.
One of the key ones that made it into the game is Dr. Reflex. In the comics, he just, tested the reflexes of Baldi, but he's a pretty well-known character in the game now. Joe's Ultimate Bus Ride.
Crazy.
Joe's Ultimate Bus Ride is a project that the maker of Baldi's Basics was working on prior
to the game
jam that inspired Miss Man to make and submit Baldi's Basics for. This game was a virtual pinball game that was ultimately abandoned, but put into Baldi's Basics as an Easter egg.
Really? You can play that in Baldi's Basics? I've never seen that in my life. I've seen Joe, but not his pinball machine. I need that. I looked up the pinball machine and I couldn't find it. I don't think it's actually playable.
First prize is text-to-speech.
First prize,
character that pushes you down the hall that's not nearly as crazy as a broom is first prize.
Yeah.
He's insanely fast, and he's the only character in Baldi's Basics to have a completely text-to-speech voice. The text-to-speech is from the 1991 program Dr. Dr. Sabaitso, I can't say it, good luck. But yeah, it's from that, and it's really cool to actually use an older program like this for a new game that's obviously styled to be more 90s-like.
That is cool.
Baby Baldi's Basics and Adventures with Friends.
Baby Baldi's
Basics was an April Fool's prank done by the maker of Baldi's Basics in 2020. Didn't come out since, it was an April Fool's prank, but the day that it was supposed to come out, this upset baby Baldi was uploaded by the creator.
Someone made a game out of that sprite, though. I mean, how could you not? Look at those eyes. Terrifying. He sees you.
Advanced Education with Victor Strabowski.
Oh, I remember this.
Game instead of mod. And while this game plays very similar to Baldi's Basics, but the map is entirely different. The problems to solve are different. Also, don't pause your game. The items are different.
Also, you're carrying a rat.
Baldi isn't even in this game. Instead, it's this guy named Victor chasing you with an axe. So quite a bit scarier.
Yeah,
it's very unique. and I like that it wasn't just a Baldi reskin of the game. But yeah, this game is
good.
extremely
really
well made and scary, and I recommend you try it out. Bad Sum. This is Bad Sum.
We know
a
Bad Sum.
character that appears if you pirate the Kickstarter demo, or if your save ends up getting corrupted. Not a whole lot to say about this character, as it's basically just a blue version of Baldi, but very cursed to say the least.
I agree.
Zeroth prize.
What
Just
is
like how there's
zeroth
a
prize?
first prize, this character, there's a zeroth prize.
What?
This guy. This is an Easter egg character in the
I've seen this before, like many times across many fan games and stuff, but tell me where he's from, because I don't know. He looks like
character in the
Mario.
Birthday Bash version of Baldi's Basics. He has a striking resemblance to a certain plumber Nintendo made, which I think is why he didn't return in the remastered version of Baldi's Bash.
Fair
At least
enough.
I can see that being a reason. But yeah, this character doesn't do anything. They just sit at the end of a hall with no interactions, but they do exist. Test
Good to
Dithered.
know.
This is Test, or Test Dithered in the
don't like
files. A character in Baldi's Basics Plus. The
I don't
Test
like
head is a strange floating bald human-like CGI head with
Yeah.
an extended neck ended with what appears to be a prism shape. When the test comes across a player, he'll lock the player in
Makes it
place
dark.
and force them to look at him for 5 seconds.
Hate
During
it.
this time, the head will rise up, and once the countdown is over, the test will gain the ability to move, and he'll only move when the player isn't looking at him, like a sort of Weeping Angels-like situation. If the player
it.
walks into another hallway while looking at the test, he'll pause his movement until he catches up with the player in his line of sight again. If and when the test catches up to the player when they're not looking, the player will be blinded, with most of the school being covered
Yeah.
in black fog. This
Yeah.
will last 2 minutes and make it extremely
It's
hard
so
to see
annoying.
any NPCs or items.
I hate
Tier
that
3, Valentine's cards. Valentine's
Valentine's
of 2020, these Valentine's cards were made and posted
Let's play forever. She just wants to jump rope with you forever.
by the Basically Games Twitter account.
Give
Not
me your
creepy or
heart.
anything.
No breaking up with me in the halls. Detention for you. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. He's got to use his authority to find love.
Cough in Johnny's store. There's a theory about
yeah.
Johnny's store in Baldi's Basics Plus. Johnny runs a store between levels where you can buy
Yes.
different items.
And
with
he
the score
does
that you've
cough.
gotten. Johnny will
Loud.
occasionally mention his parents and that they would have been proud of him for making different sales. Okay,
That's sad.
yeah, the situation must be bad. His parents aren't with him anymore. But a
Yeah.
lot of people have speculated a bit differently. There's different things that sort of hint to something weird going on, or at least Johnny not completely telling the truth about him being by himself.
What?
And the biggest one of these hints that fans have latched onto is this coughing.
Yeah. Oh, like his parents are locked in a back room or something? I never considered that.
The coughing is, well, for sure somebody else with him in the building, and some fans believe that this person could possibly be held hostage. For now, we don't fully know, but something weird is for sure going on.
Okay. I had not considered that. Spoop balloons. What are spoop balloons? Let's find out.
Baldloons, or spoop balloons as they're called in the files, are Baldi-esque entities that appear in the Baldi's Basics Birthday Bash and remastered versions of the game.
Baldloons. I mean, we know baldloon. I didn't know they were called spoop balloons in the game files.
They're very unique as entities, but one sort of sticks out. The red is the only one that'll go and chase you down. If it gets too close, it'll do this and crash your game. The rest are just sort of chill. They don't do a whole lot. But the red, way different. Tim Tom. Tim Tom is a cut piece of content revolving around this guy, Tim Tom. A character that in the comics just threw baseballs at Baldi. He was originally going to appear in the game, but ended up getting cut.
Oh, poor Tim Tom.
Tape recordings.
Tape recordings.
There's a tape player in Baldi's Basics that can play a tape called Baldi's Least Favorite Tape.
Yes.
When you play it, it'll make Baldi and Dr. Reflex deaf for 30 seconds.
Yes.
Which is
I actually didn't know that it makes Dr. Reflex deaf as well. It's an item, probably of all the items in Baldi's Basics, it's probably the item that I've used the least.
be able to hear what doors you open and where you go around the school, but there's no other tapes in the game. For whatever reason, they were cut, and this is the only tape that exists. DSCI0000 is the name of a square image file of Baldi in a blue shirt appearing to be all glitchy and all disturbed.
I've never
This image
seen
only
this.
appears in 2 places in the series. The first time appearing after you finish the Baldloon puzzle, randomly replacing wall textures around the school, and the second on this conspiracy board, where it's asking, where is 99?
It's on there? Oh, I see it. Okay. I mean, I've definitely seen this board, but I've never noticed that little picture in the lower right-hand corner. It's very hard to spot that. Kind of looks like Bad Sum, though, right? Because the blue shirt? Just saying.
and a whole lot of other things related to Baldi and this 99 are being connected together. Banana Joe whistle. This iconic whistle that the principal does in the game may sound familiar if you're an Amazing World of Gumball fan, as the whistle that Banana Joe does in the show is the exact same.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Gotta reap, reap, reap. The farm is now a cut field trip in Baldi's Basics Plus. Field trips are different outings you could do with Baldi, like one being camping, for example, but this one was on a farm, which when it was available, you'd have to navigate through a corn maze with this entity called Gotta Reap.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Very similar to the broom that says Gotta Sweep, Sweep, Sweep.
Yep.
The farm ended up getting cut, but it's said to be replaced by something in the future.
Didn't the farm come back since then? Or did it get replaced with that camping mini game where you have to like sort the different foods and stuff that are like falling? I think all those little mini games ended up replacing this, at least for now. But did the farm ever fully come back? I don't think it did.
Whether
it
it's
should.
A new version of the
I want
farm
it to
or
come back.
Bring
it back, Miss Man.
Kirkland Signature Protein Bar. The candy bar
Costco.
in Baldi's Basics, the energy-flavored Zesty Bar, confirmed by Miss Man, is a Kirkland signature protein
No
bar.
way!
The reason it appears all weird in the game, aside from, it being pixelated, is that the picture of it was taken on a green screen. Vent. In the files of Baldi's Basics Plus,
no idea.
there's a texture called Vent, but it's the same texture as the conveyor belts. So originally, there was most likely going to be vents in the game, but they got scrapped, and their textures later used for conveyor belts instead.
Okay. That is an artifact of the past, because now we know Baldi's Basics Plus has vents in it. So files that alluded to vents being in the game were in it over 2 years ago. But now, of course, we know. What is the light test room? Tell me more, Tomikins. Tell me more. This is awesome. This is so fascinating.
Light test room. In the files of Baldi's Basics Plus, you can find the light test room. You can't normally get here, but if you use certain mods, it's pretty easily accessible. Not much is here, aside from a couple of machines and playtime and
This is the room that you find Baldi in the remastered version where he's like hunched over and crying. You guys know what I'm talking about? You remember what I'm talking about.
What good is a cipher if there is no contextual justification for its existence? A mouthful of an entry, but this secret code was found in the files of Baldi's Basics, discovered shockingly recently. When decoded with a Visionaire cipher, and for the key of the cipher using null in all caps, this long string of nonsense translates into, what good is a cipher if there's no contextual justification for its existence?
What? What the heck does any of that mean? Definitely above my pay grade. We've made it to tier 5 of the iceberg. Get ready for weirdness.
Placeface is a me. Placeface, this guy, may look a bit familiar to you, and that makes sense because he was modeled after a me. Of course, it was changed quite a bit, but yeah, completely modeled after a me, which leads us to our next entry.
That makes sense.
Placeface is Joe. Yeah, basically Joe is an older character of Mistman that was modeled after this original me. Baldi would open a pizza place. This entry is referring to a tweet made in 2021 that was of an AI image that generated Baldi having his own pizza place, which, yeah, AI in 2021 was pretty bad, so it's a bit hard to tell, but Mistman himself replied Baldi would open a pizza place, possibly hinting at a new game?
Baldi's Pizza Place. Let's go. That's wild. We'll see if anything comes of that.
Tier 6.
Tier 6.
Impossible Baldi's Basics Plus seeds. With a possible 4,294,967,231 possible seeds, there are bound to be some seeds that are entirely impossible.
That's a lot.
It's extremely rare that you'll come across this. I've never come across one personally, but sometimes you just can't beat a level. And for the last entry,
makes sense.
Origin of 99.
Oh.
Until now, I even thought the origin of the number 99 in Baldi's Basics was lost, but it turns out that in 2023, Mistman revealed where it was from. The crop 99 originates from a screenshot of Donkey Kong Country corrupted with a vine sauce corruptor. If we zoom in here, yeah, that's the 99.
That's the thing that you see before the game crashes. I always thought, it's like an orange square. It kind of looks like a little person, like looking at you with binoculars or something. I don't know. That's the tops of the 9s. I had no idea. And it comes from Donkey Kong?
Mistman himself confirmed that this is where it came from, and, well, The comments went a bit crazy, to say the least.
The origin of 99? Oh my gosh, now it... Dude! The 99 bananas! The bananas! Donkey Kong Country! Holy cow! It's all connected, man. I'm like that guy in the GIF with the string and the tinfoil hat. That was an awesome video. That was so cool. What does it all mean? I don't really know, but there was a lot of really cool information in that video. Like I said, if you guys want to see more iceberg theories, go check out Tomakin's channel. Link in the description down below. But for now, let's open some fan mail. This comes from Holden. Holden says, Dear Kindly Keyin, I really enjoy your videos, and I don't really suggest anything. Okay, then I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you for the awesome letter, Holden, and thank you for drawing a keyboard. I'm typing... Thank you, Holden. But that's gonna do it for this one. Thank y'all for watching, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.